Welcome to CTI Stories, where betrayal gets exposed, revenge is served ice cold, and the quiet men write the loudest endings. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and let's dive into tonight's story. The laughter was still echoing when I slipped outside. It clung to me, that brittle, sharp kind of laughter, the kind that wasn't born of joy, but cruelty disguised as festivity. I could still see it. Her sister, beaming, holding the bow-wrapped keys to a brand-new BMW. Their father raising his glass, the whole room erupting in applause. Then came the gift to me. Small, folded. A $2 bill taped to a t-shirt with "now jobless" stitched across the chest like a scar. They laughed hardest when my wife did. I smiled once, a hollow curve of my mouth, then left before my silence became a scene. Outside, the night was sharp, breath frosting against the windshield as I started the car. The engine purred steady, unlike me. In my pocket, my phone vibrated, a single notification, the one I had been waiting for all week. I didn't open it, not yet. Instead, I drove away from the music, the lights, the family that was never mine, but always owned me. I left them behind, for now. It hadn't started tonight, it started with the subtle things. The way she flinched when I touched her shoulder, the locked screen she never tilted toward me, the sudden perfume of cologne that wasn't mine lingering in her clothes. I told myself it was nothing, that she was tired, that marriage wears thin, but truth doesn't whisper forever. It scratches, claws, insists. So I tested it, quietly. A toothbrush in her purse when she claimed she stayed late at work. Uber receipts to addresses that weren't her office. Nights when her phone battery miraculously died the second she walked through our door. And then the slip. Her father's secretary, too drunk, at company dinner, murmuring congratulations to her for keeping it in the family. That phrase buried itself in me. I dug. And the more I dug, the clearer it became. The affair wasn't with a stranger. It was with someone seated across from me every holiday. Someone who shared the same last name she did. Her sister's fiancé. It was grotesque, efficient, betrayal folded neatly within blood and loyalty. I said nothing. I collected instead. DNA swabs from water glasses, emails pulled from her forgotten tablet, a hidden camera angled low in the garage where she thought shadows were enough to hide them. I didn't confront her, not yet. Confrontation is for the weak. Revelation is for the patient. The week before Christmas, the results came back. DNA doesn't lie. And the test confirmed what suspicion had already screamed. Her secret wasn't just the affair. It was blood. The child she claimed was ours was not. He belonged to her sister's fiancé. I stared at the printed sheet under the sterile light of my office, percentages, markers, cold scientific detachment describing what my gut had known for months. I folded the paper once, slid it into an envelope, and tucked it into my coat pocket. Life went on around me. Meetings, coffees, smiles, a kiss on the cheek that tasted like dust. I let her believe she was still winning. I drove her to dinners, to stores, to parties. I listened while she lied through her perfect teeth, convincing herself she was convincing me. Every time her phone lit up, I memorized the rhythm of her fingers locking it away. Every time she laughed with her sister, I measured the pitch. I smiled, I nodded, I collected more. Patience was my weapon, silence my armor. And tonight, the stage was finally set. The Christmas party roared inside, ribbons and champagne drowning the air. She was radiant, standing beside her sister as their father handed over the BMW keys. Then came my gift, the $2 bill, the shirt, the laughter. I accepted it, masked, silent, and walked out. In the car, under the frozen breath of December, I finally opened the email that had been waiting all night. A scheduled release, timed perfectly. One click, and everything went out. Not to her, not to him, not even to the family directly, but to the press, to the company board, to every investor who worshipped the family's pristine image. DNA reports, surveillance footage, phone records. Every polished lie stripped bare. I didn't need to shout. I only needed to wait. And when her father's voice finally cracked through the night, carried through the window I had left ajar, "Turn on the news," I knew the blow had landed. The footage ran on every screen in that house, muted but crystal clear. My wife, her sister's fiancé, dates, times, hands, mouths undone in our garage. DNA results laid side by side with the child's birth certificate. The lie exposed. Her father's face drained of color. Investors' phones already blowing up. Her sister, frozen, champagne glass slipping from her hand, shattering on marble. And my wife, her laughter gone, replaced with the soundless horror of recognition. I wasn't there to watch. I was already gone. But I knew how the silence fell. I knew how fast celebration rotted into scandal. I knew she'd searched the crowd for me, desperate to plead, but pleading needs an audience, and I had taken mine away. The car hummed steady beneath me, loyal where flesh had failed. I thought of her. Not with love, not with rage, just with the ice-cold clarity that betrayal brings. They had taken me for the fool, the jester, the scapegoat. But fools don't write endings. I do. And when the company collapses under the scandal, when her father's empire cracks, when her sister's wedding dissolves into ash, they will remember the silence I carried out that door. Not anger, not tears, just the absence of me. And that absence will haunt louder than any scream I could have given them. I didn't need to see them pale-faced to know I'd won. I only needed the road ahead, clean and endless. I pressed the accelerator, and I never looked back. That's how a quiet man destroys an empire without ever raising his voice. If this story left you speechless, smash that like button, subscribe to CTI Stories, and turn on the bell, because the next betrayal is always closer than you think. Drop a comment right now. Would you have stayed silent like he did, or would you have burned the whole house down that same night? I'll see you in the next one. Stay cold, stay dangerous. CTI Stories, out.